Now we're going to go right into talking about batting. Batting plays such an important part in your quilting. Most people feel that they put the quilt together, they piece it, and then they say, well, I'm going to run out to so-and-so and get batting. Batting is important for how many times it gets washed. I never say washed right, but it's important about how the finished product looks. And I hope through the presentation of batting that we help you to choose better choices with your batting. And at one time when I first opened up, I didn't know, but my friend Cynthia that has a shop in Danville, Illinois, told me about Quilters Dream Batting. They're based out of Virginia. It's a female-owned business, which is wonderful for us gals. And one of the other most important things is it's made in the USA. So that's
awesome.
Important to me. Anything that I can do to help America look good and be great and help with the economy, I want to be part of it. The first thing we're going to show you is the Dream Green. This would be a Victoria pick, and Betsy says she likes it too, and I think it's because Victoria said yesterday when I was drilling them on Tuesday and Wednesday about this. 10 bottles, plastic bottles, makes a pound of this, so it's recycled. Now it runs a little bit more money, but it also, they use virgin polyester with this, and without depleting the natural resources. So with the Quilters Dream Batting, they're touching all areas to give you the best. Now I'm going to go through many of them, but they even have a few more that I don't carry, but I feel what I carry covers our needs in southern West Virginia, or I hope it fills your needs, because you can order our stuff online, you can read up on it. It's wrinkle resistant, and you can quilt this 10 inches apart. Now you say, what's the big deal about wrinkle resistant? And it's safe to wash it all the time. That's another factor. What happens is when we get a quilt in, somebody, they're new to us and they've went somewhere else and bought it. They buy this batting that we can't get the wrinkles out because it's folded up and the wrinkles has set in because they use a product called scrum, which is a layer that they put inside their batting, and it forces it, and when you fold it, it's kind of like having stabilizer in your batting, and you fold it, and then we fight to get the wrinkles out or to get it smoothed out, or it's just not fun. So this is wrinkle resistant. When I pull this out of the bag, it'll smooth out nicely so that you can do nice quilting. Now some people says it don't matter. It matters to us because we know the difference when it comes in, or if somebody brings in a cheap batting in, Jill will say, oh no, not that. And I usually go ahead and use it the first time and try to educate people. Don't do this. Here's some reasons why not to use the low end or to hop to my big box stores. Is that quilt's going to be washed a lot. It's also going to be passed down more than likely because you've told them how much money you've spent on it, and it's worth the investment to buy good quality batting. And you might say, I've never had bad results, but you're not seeing that quilt. Or in the past, when people has used the low end with that skim in it, and they bring it in for a repair because it's wore out or around the edges. What happens to that product, that batting, is it balls up and rolls up. There's no way that we can just take a piece of air batting and put it in it, because it's not going to be the same consistency. And if it's passed down from year to year, your batting is as important as the fabric that you choose. Okay, you say, well, I don't want to spend that much money on it. My friends, my customers, don't get into quilting if you're worried about the cost when you get the batting. The batting is as important as your backing and your topping. So I wanted to say that, but it's wrinkle resistant, so when you go to it. The next one we're going to talk about, and I really like this one. It is the Dream Puff. I took these out so I would have them. It's fluffy, light, without weight. A lot of times you will, if you've ever had a fluffy quilt, it's weighty, but this isn't. It's 1.5 times warmer than down. And everybody knows what down is if they've had a comforter or anything like that, but it's lightweight. You can even use 2 of these to create more definition into your quilting, where it has more of a puffy look to it. Children's quilts is great for the Dream Puff. If you can stitch or you can tie this 10 inches apart, you know, we mentioned 10 inches apart on the other one, because that plays a factor with it. So, and it won't crease. A lot of times when people bring the low end fluffy stuff in, we can't get the wrinkles out of it, and we can't get the creases out of it. But with the Dream Puff, they come, once we let it breathe and unfold it, it just happens. But a lot of our competitors use that stuff, scrim, that causes it to wrinkle and stay in. And you can hand machine, and you can tie it. This is a great product for traponto and comforters and clothing. If you wanted to take 108 2 pieces of that and use something like this, the puff, and have it quilted by a professional quilter, you have created you a beautiful comforter for half the price. Because you look at the price, most of you guys out there has a queen or king, so 108 by 108 would give you a nice king, and you could even layer this with 2 layers. But it's very lightweight, but they call it puffy. And with these products, you don't have to worry about shrinkage, and I think that's so important. And some of these other products that you find out here has a lot of shrinkage. I know I used bamboo once, and it said to pre-wash it. Well, Lord, after I got that out of the dryer, I had to throw it away because it just didn't do what it said it was going to do. But if you use the Quilters Dream Batting, whichever one that suits your needs, it works out great. Now, this is probably a lot of people's favorite that wants a little bit of poly, but they want a lot of cotton. Is this your favorite? No, this is not your favorite. I haven't got to your favorite. They suggest that you don't stitch more than 8 inches apart. It's great for hand or machine. You don't have to pre-wash it. You know, like I said, some of these companies with the batting tells you to pre-wash it. The cotton fiber blends, it's finer, denser polymicro fibers that you use with this, and that's only 20% poly, and it's 80%. So it's really nice, and it has no resin and no skin scrum. I hate that word. I've struggled with it since, or binders in it. So you get what you get. So you can hand quilt with this. So a lot of folks like this, or when they come in, I'll ask them, is there a particular batting? I usually choose the batting for people because I ask them what it's for, if it's for a small kid and it's going to be washed a lot, you know, you got to think about that. You know, is it washed a lot? You know, with baby quilts, they're washed a lot. So now we go to one of my favorites that everybody is gun shy from. It is the black. It has no resin. It glides easy. You stitch about 10 inches apart with this one. It's great for tie quilts. It resists wrinkles and the folding parts in it. This is great for dark fabrics. Now, some of my friends that come in or customers, they'll have a hue of a little white in it. And matter of fact, we might have used black on this one. I like to use black when I have a dark background, because what happens if you go and you use the white on a dark background, it has those pokes, and it is actually the batting a little bit that pokes through on the backside, so it looks like salt and pepper, and it looks like your tension is off. So that's one of the reasons I like the black poly batting. I favor the poly batting because if you will notice here, they're very lightweight, but they're warm. You know, I don't like a quilt that is weighty because I don't feel I can pull it up good. Now that's personal, but I like the lightness of a batting, but still getting the same end results of a heavy batting. You know, back in the day, 5 years ago, we just picked whatever. I mean, and that's the truth. So, you know, like I said, we're trying to grow, whether it's batting, whether it's needles, we want to take you to the next level. Lorrie's favorite, she loves the Dream Cotton. It's soft. One of the things that Victoria made a point about this yesterday is once you wash this, she feels that it has an old look to it. It kind of crinkles and goes with whatever design that you've done. What's your opinion on that, Lorrie?
I wash my quilts all the time, and I love that batting. I like the weight of it. I like the warmth of it. I like the, you know, it's just a soft feeling quilt, and I like that. I don't like a stiff quilt. I don't know.
And that brings me to price point. When you're using 100% cotton, you're going to pay more too. And
for me, it's worth it.
And to Lorrie, it's worth it.
You put so much money into piecing and time into piecing your top and doing all that. It's worth putting a good quality batting in between it. And I want it to last, and I want it to, you know, I want it to be a good quilt all the way through.
All the way through till the end.
Yeah.
This is great. You can hand sew with this one. You can machine quilt. This comes in 4 different lofts. What that means is it's 4 different weights. So we use the medium lofts in it. This one you shouldn't do more than 8 inches apart. And the reason being, whether it's 8 or 10, it keeps the stitches together and it keeps your batting together on the inside. So this is Lorrie's favorite. And then we have one more to show you this morning, and it's actually my favorite because of cost and the weight of it, and it's the Poly Select. It's just, and it resists wrinkles and the fold lines. You know, the fold lines getting out of some of these cotton battings when we lay it out, especially the big ones. And then some of the cotton has those seeds in it. It has the peel of the seeds, so it hasn't been totally...
Ours doesn't, though.
But ours doesn't. But I like this. This is cross-lapped with binded fibers, so the consistency of quality stays the same. And sometimes with our competitors, the consistency is not the same. You can stitch 10 inches apart. It comes in 3 different lofts. But what I wanted to show you, and I'm pulling this one out, and I hope Lorrie can get it back in there, or Jill will help me. And she'll look at me and go, what'd you do that for? Because I want you to understand and give you a revelation when And I've talked about it in all of the battings, the wrinkles and the creases. When you see this batting, which is my favorite, comes out, you don't see hard line creases in it. You don't see wrinkles. And they usually give you about 2 inches all the way around extra in the batting. So it's very nice. And it quilts beautiful, whether it's the 80-20, the Dream Puff, the Dream Green, the Dream Poly. It really makes a difference in the end results of your quilt, and the life of your quilt with batting is very important, we feel. We also wanted to show you one other thing. Our gift cards for Valentine's Day. We got some new ones. So a gift from us, you can do it online or come in the store. We have nice gift boxes we include in our gift cards. Would y'all like to buy holiday ones for each holiday? They're already sealed up and it's waiting for you to purchase for your loved one. I hope that through this journey with us, through these products of different batting, that we make you think about when you go to buy batting. We hope that we help you make a good decision on whichever batting that you choose for your quilt, whether you're doing a small child's quilt or you're trying to save the environment, such as Betsy and Victoria. And Lorrie's going to use all the cotton she can get. And Jill will do the Poly Select. Sometimes she does the 80-20. It just depends on what we think it's for, and doubling up on the Dream Puff is kind of cool to see the difference. So, you know, we want you to think out of the box. We want you to know, as professionals, we don't stop with just sending you to our batting section and telling you to buy it. You know, what are you going to use it for? You know, some people come in and they'll say, well, I want this, and so we get it for them. But knowledge in batting empowers you for your end results with your quilting before you put the binding on, and so that it turns out beautiful. You know, that's important. We hope you'll sign up for one of our classes online or come in our store. We'll help you pick out your fabric. We'll show you what you got to pre-cut for class, and I hope that we've been a help to you with choosing your batting in the future. And thanks for listening to us this morning, and hope you have a good day and a good weekend.